It's everywhere. In our homes, our cars, our hospitals. It's even inside our bodies. It was created to save the natural world, but now it threatens to consume it. This is the story of a miracle material that became a modern menace. This is the story of plastic.
It all began with this one single revolutionary idea. See, before plastic, our world was completely bound by what we could grow or hunt or mine. It was a world of very real limits. Plastic promised to shatter them all.
To really understand the miracle, you have to picture the 19th century, a time when progress was literally carved out of the natural world. Billiard balls came from elephant ivory, jewelry from tortoise shells. Humanity's desires were basically a death sentence for entire species. And so, a challenge was thrown down. A New York company offered what was then a small fortune, $10,000, to anyone who could replace ivory. This wasn't just about money, it was about pure necessity. It was a race to invent our way out of a corner we had backed ourselves into.
And the winner was a guy named John Wesley Hyatt. His invention? Celluloid. Now this wasn't just some new material, it was a whole new category of material. For the very first time, we could create something from scratch that could be molded to look like, well, anything. Tortoiseshell, horn, linen, and yep, ivory.
And here's the absolute irony at the heart of this story. The first plastic wasn't seen as a pollutant. Not at all. It was seen as an ecological hero, the one thing that could finally save the natural world from our own destructive appetite.
Hyatt's discovery didn't just open a door, it blew the entire wall down. And what followed wasn't a slow evolution. No, it was a frantic, unstoppable revolution that would start to reshape the entire world in its own image. And the pace was just relentless. From its early precursors, you jump to the real game changer, Bakelite, in 1907. Then came polyethylene, think plastic bags. By the 50s, it's in our kitchens, our cars, and just a few decades later, bioplastics show up, a direct response to the monster we just created.
But the real turning point was Bakelite. Before this, plastics were kind of novelties, but its creator, Baekeland, made something totally different. Tough, heat-resistant, and super easy to mass-produce. Suddenly, it was everywhere. Telephones, radios, kitchenware. This was the material that truly launched the plastic age into our daily lives.
But that revolution, it became an invasion. A slow, silent takeover so complete that most of us never even noticed it happening. Plastic didn't just enter our world, it became our world. And if you really want to understand this power, just follow the money. By 2020, the global plastics market was worth over $500 billion. It's not just a material, it's a massive global economic engine.
And where is it? Honestly, where isn't it? Agriculture, the packaging on your food, your car, your phone, the hospital, the very clothes on your back, the credit card in your wallet, the chair you might be sitting on right now. It's an invisible empire.
Let's just take one area for a second, farming. They call it plasticulture. Those drip irrigation systems made of plastic, they can cut water use by up to 70%. Greenhouses made of plastic film boost fertilizer efficiency by 36%. It's made our food production radically more efficient, for sure, but it has also woven itself into the very soil we depend on to survive. What's pretty amazing, though, is the simplicity behind all this complexity. For all of plastic's thousands of uses, the market is totally dominated by just a handful of core materials. Polyethylene? Yeah, the stuff in milk jugs and shopping bags makes up the lion's share. We've built our entire modern world on just a few simple chemical chains. So, where does most of it go? Just look at that bar. Over a third of all plastic produced goes straight into packaging. It's designed to protect a product for maybe a few weeks or months and then be thrown away, destined to last in the environment for hundreds of years. This is the central, fatal flaw of our plastic world. So, the invasion was a success. Plastic won, but now we're all living in the aftermath. We're being forced to confront the consequences of that world without limits, and we have to ask a terrifying question. What comes next?
To put it simply, the magic is wearing off. The very thing that made plastic a miracle, its durability, its refusal to decay, has now become its greatest curse. The material we designed to last forever is now choking the planet.
But what if we could start over? What if we could engineer a new kind of plastic from the ground up? Well, that's the promise of bioplastics,
a whole new generation of polymers built not from fossil fuels, but from renewable stuff like cornstarch and plant oils.
This is the choice that's right in front of us. On one side, you have the old way, plastics from petroleum that will literally outlive all of us. On the other, a new path, bio-based materials that are actually compatible with living systems designed to return to the Earth.
And listen, this isn't science fiction. These advanced biopolymers are already being used in the most demanding fields you can imagine. We're talking dissolvable stitches from PLA, bone fixation screws from PLGA, drug delivery systems using PCL. We are already building a future with a better kind of plastic.
But the path forward is not going to be easy. Right now, bioplastics are way more expensive, we don't have the infrastructure to produce them at scale, and a lot of them still need a ton of research and modification to perform as well as their old petroleum-based ancestors. The next revolution has a long way to go. Which leaves us with one final question. We've come full circle, haven't we? The material invented to stop us from plundering nature has become a planetary threat in its own right. The savior became the villain. Can we write a final act to this story? Can the miracle be reinvented? Can plastic be reborn?